Welcome to the economics quiz. Today we have 20 questions on the topic of finance and investment. Let's see how many you can get right. Comment your score when you're done. Question 1. What is blue chip stock? Option A, high risk. Option B, reliable/established company. Option C, new company. Option D, penny stock. The correct answer is B, reliable/established company.
A blue chip stock is a huge company with an excellent reputation. These are typically large, well-established, and financially sound companies that have operated for many years and that have dependable earnings. Examples include Coca-Cola, Disney, and Microsoft. Fun fact, the term comes from the game of poker, where the blue chips have the highest value.
Question 2. What is capital gains? Option A, loss on sale. Option B, profit from selling an asset. Option C, monthly salary. Option D, interest. The correct answer is B, profit from selling an asset.
Capital gains are the profits realized from the sale of a non-inventory asset that was purchased at a lower price. The most common capital gains are realized from the sale of stocks, bonds, precious metals, and property. It is only realized when the asset is actually sold. Until then, it is an unrealized gain. Fun fact, in many countries, long-term capital gains are taxed at a lower rate than regular income to encourage long-term investing.
Question 3. What is a bear market characterized by? Option A, rising prices. Option B, falling prices. Option C, stable prices. Option D, no trading. The correct answer is B, falling prices.
A bear market is characterized by a prolonged period of falling stock prices, usually a drop of 20% or more from recent highs, and widespread investor pessimism. Fun fact, the terms bull and bear come from the way the animal's attack. A bull thrusts its horns up, rising prices, while a bear swipes its paws down, falling prices.
Question 4. What is net profit? Option A, total revenue. Option B, revenue minus all expenses. Option C, total sales. Option D, opening balance. The correct answer is B, revenue minus all expenses.
Net profit, often called the bottom line, is the amount of money a business has left over after all of its operating expenses, interest, taxes, and other costs have been paid. Fun fact, a company can have billions in revenue, total sales, but still have a net loss if its expenses are even higher.
Question 5. What is profit? Option A, money lost. Option B, financial gain. Option C, total revenue. Option D, a tax. The correct answer is B, financial gain.
Profit is the financial gain realized when the amount of revenue gained from a business activity exceeds the expenses, costs, and taxes needed to sustain the activity. It is the primary motivation for entrepreneurs to take risks and start businesses. Gross profit only looks at the cost of goods, while net profit looks at all costs. Fun fact, the most profitable company in the world is often Saudi Aramco, which has made over $160 billion in profit in a single year.
Question 6. What is a bear market? Option A, rising prices. Option B, falling prices. Option C, stable prices. Option D, high volume. The correct answer is B, falling prices.
A bear market is a period where stock prices are falling, usually by 20% or more, and investors are feeling pessimistic. The term bear comes from the way a bear swipes its paws downward when it attacks. Fun fact, bear markets are a normal part of the economic cycle, and they often allow the market to reset after prices have become too high.
Question 7. What is fixed cost? Option A, cost that changes with output. Option B, cost that remains constant regardless of output. Option C, price of a product. Option D, cost of labor. The correct answer is B, cost that remains constant regardless of output.
Fixed costs are business expenses that do not change as with an increase or decrease in the number of goods or services produced. Examples include rent, insurance, and interest on loans. Fun fact, because fixed costs don't change, the fixed cost per unit actually goes down as a company produces more items. This is the secret behind economies of scale.
Question 8. What is bear market? Option A, rising prices. Option B, falling prices. Option C, stable prices. Option D, no trade. The correct answer is B, falling prices.
A bear market is a condition in which securities prices fall and widespread pessimism causes the stock market's self-sustaining downward spiral. The term comes from the way a bear swipes its paws downward when attacking. Fun fact, a bear market is officially defined as a drop of 20% or more from recent highs.
Question 9. What is portfolio? Option A, a leather bag. Option B, collection of financial investments. Option C, monthly salary. Option D, a loan. The correct answer is B, collection of financial investments.
A portfolio is a grouping of financial assets such as stocks, bonds, commodities, currencies, and cash equivalents, as well as their fund counterparts, including mutual, exchange-traded and closed-end funds. A diversified portfolio is key to reducing risk. Fun fact, modern portfolio theory suggests that the risk of your whole portfolio is more important than the risk of any single stock you own.
Question 10. What is credit? Option A, paying now. Option B, ability to obtain goods before payment. Option C, cash only. Option D, a fine. The correct answer is B, ability to obtain goods before payment.
Credit is a contractual agreement in which a borrower receives something of value now and agrees to repay the lender at a later date, generally with interest. Credit is based on the creditworthiness of the borrower. Fun fact, your credit score is a 3-digit number that summarizes your entire financial history to tell lenders how likely you are to pay them back.
Question 11. What is ROI? Option A, return on investment. Option B, rate of inflation. Option C, return on income. Option D, risk of investment. The correct answer is A, return on investment.
ROI stands for return on investment. It is a performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency or profitability of an investment or compare the efficiency of several different investments. It is calculated by dividing the profit of an investment by its cost. Fun fact, ROI is used for everything from calculating the profit on a stock to deciding if a college degree is worth the tuition cost.
Question 12. What is bonds? Option A, shares in a company. Option B, debt instruments/loans to gov or firms. Option C, cash. Option D, gold. The correct answer is B, debt instruments/loans to gov or firms.
Bonds are units of corporate or government debt that are securitized as tradable assets. When you buy a bond, you are essentially loaning money to the issuer for a fixed period of time in exchange for regular interest payments. Fun fact, government bonds, like U.S. Treasuries, are considered one of the safest investments in the world because they are backed by the full faith and credit of the government.
Question 13. What is revenue? Option A, total profit. Option B, total money received from sales. Option C, expenses. Option D, tax. The correct answer is B, total money received from sales.
Revenue is the total amount of money a company receives from selling its goods or services. It is the top line on an income statement. Fun fact, revenue is different from profit. A company can have $1 billion in revenue but still lose money if its expenses are $1.1 billion.
Question 14. What is dividend? Option A, a loan. Option B, portion of profit paid to shareholders. Option C, a tax. Option D, a loss. The correct answer is B, portion of profit paid to shareholders.
A dividend is a distribution of some of a company's earnings to a class of its shareholders, as determined by the company's board of directors. It is a way for investors to earn passive income from their stocks without selling them. Fun fact, not all companies pay dividends. Many young tech companies prefer to reinvest all their profits back into the business to grow faster.
Question 15. What is stock market? Option A, place to buy groceries. Option B, place where shares of companies are traded. Option C, a farmer's market. Option D, a bank. The correct answer is B, a place where shares of companies are traded.
A stock market is a public marketplace where shares of publicly held companies are issued, bought, and sold. It provides companies with access to capital in exchange for giving investors a slice of ownership. The market is often used as a barometer for the overall health of the economy. Fun fact, the oldest stock exchange in the world is the Amsterdam Stock Exchange, established in 1602 by the Dutch East India Company.
Question 16. What is hedge fund? Option A, saving for home. Option B, managed investment fund for high net worth. Option C, a bank. Option D, a farm. The correct answer is B, managed investment fund for high net worth.
A hedge fund is an investment fund that pools capital from accredited individuals or institutional investors and invests in a variety of assets, often with complex portfolio construction and risk management techniques. They are called hedge funds because they often take positions that hedge against market downturns. Fun fact, unlike mutual funds, hedge funds are mostly unregulated and are only open to very wealthy, sophisticated investors.
Question 17. What is gross profit? Option A, revenue minus expenses. Option B, revenue minus cost of goods sold. Option C, total revenue. Option D, final profit. The correct answer is B, revenue minus cost of goods sold.
Gross profit is the profit a company makes after deducting the costs associated with making and selling its products, cost of goods sold or COGS. It is calculated as total revenue minus COGS. It does not include other expenses like taxes or interest. Fun fact, gross profit margin is a great way to see how efficiently a company is producing its core products before the overhead costs kick in.
Question 18. What is mortgage? Option A, a tax. Option B, loan for property. Option C, savings account. Option D, credit card. The correct answer is B, loan for property.
A mortgage is a type of loan used to purchase or maintain a home, land, or other types of real estate. The borrower agrees to pay the lender over time, typically in a series of regular payments that are divided into principal and interest. The property itself serves as collateral to secure the loan. Fun fact, the word mortgage comes from Old French and literally means dead pledge. It ends either when the debt is paid or when the property is taken.
Question 19. What is a bull market? Option A, falling prices. Option B, rising prices. Option C, no movement. Option D, low volume. The correct answer is B, rising prices.
A bull market is a financial market of a group of securities in which prices are rising or are expected to rise. The term bull is used because a bull attacks by thrusting its horns upward, symbolizing the upward movement of stock prices. Fun fact, the longest bull market in U.S. history lasted from 2009 to 2020, fueled by low interest rates and a recovering economy.
Question 20. What is liability? Option A, an asset. Option B, something a person or company owes. Option C, a profit. Option D, an investment. The correct answer is B, something a person or company owes.
A liability is something a person or company owes, usually a sum of money. On a balance sheet, liabilities are the opposite of assets. They include loans, mortgages, and unpaid bills. If a company's liabilities become much larger than its assets, it may face bankruptcy. Fun fact, the word liable means you are legally responsible for something, which is why a liability is something that must be paid back.
That's all for today's quiz. How many did you get right? Drop your score in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more quiz videos every week.